to know you a little bit.
That's it's a good icebreaker. Yeah. So, like, tell me, you said a minute ago you guys have been traveling for like 7 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
So 7 years, all of it's been in the bus?
No.
No?
The bus is relatively new. We were in a Class C RV for almost 4 years, and then we converted the bus over quarantine. So we've been in it since July 4th of 2020.
We've done a lot of walking too.
No,
we didn't do that.
he's
But we did take Emily's. She has like a little Mazda car, and we've taken that like cross country quite a few times before we had kids. So
yeah.
we did the college market. So we did lots of colleges, and we took that thing a lot of miles.
Because we had to like go to Reno and just do one show and then go back to St. Louis, and we were like, makes more sense to just take a car and save the gas money rather than like an RV. But I was really pregnant, and it was really not fun.
Pregnant with the first.
Yes, with the first one.
So you hadn't really thrown
She was
kids
just
in the
complaining
mix
all the
yet.
time. Just like, just get over-
Being in
That
a car,
happens.
a tiny little clown car for 8 hours when you're pregnant is not super fun.
So you still had a home base then, and you were leaving from there and just basically doing road trips to do shows?
Not really. Once we got married, we officially had no more like home base. Like we were in Florida. We had weekly gigs that we did all the time. We played at Disney. We did a lot of bars and restaurants and beach gigs, but we didn't have like a house that we lived in. It was just the RV. Like that was full time. And then when we started traveling to do colleges, probably like 2 years after we got married, we like really had no home base, and we were just kind of bopping around the country, you know?
So did you say 2 years after you got married?
Yeah,
And
I would say so.
So most of the time, most of your marriage, you've
Oh,
been
yeah.
traveling.
Yep. And we lived, I
Oh,
moved
yeah.
into the RV the day that we got married. Like he was already living in it by himself. And then when we got married, I moved in. And that was it. So that was like 7 years ago.
So you found a guy that lives in an RV.
No, that's not how it happened. Trust
I did.
me.
So, okay, we were at this gig in Indian Rocks Beach, and this guy had his RV there,
Uh-huh.
and he, I guess, travels the country, and he fixes like stoves and things like that. And so the thing that opened up this whole world for me was that guy, Creighton.
Creighton. Absolutely.
And so I never met him again. It was just that one time. And he's like, "Oh, do you want to come look at my RV?" And as soon as he pulled up the bed and there were clothes under there, I don't know, that was it for me. I'm
Oh,
like,
it had like a gas struts where you lifted the bed up.
yeah, and like all of his stuff was under there.
Our
I'm like,
motorhome has that. Yeah,
It's amazing.
Huge storage.
Mm-hmm. And that was it for me. I'm like, you live in this thing?
Yeah.
And that was it. I never want to live in a house.
I was not into the idea. I remember meeting Creighton and I was like, I don't know, Shane. Like we weren't even dating at the time. We were just doing gigs together. We did that for about 3 years unofficially. Like we were officially not dating, and it was really complicated and dumb. And then we did start dating, and he started talking really seriously about getting an RV. And I
remember
like
it was like almost an intervention because your parents even showed up and were like, I don't think this
everyone
is a good
was
idea.
trying to talk him out of it. We were like, this is crazy. And the whole story, even of how he got the RV, is hilarious and bizarre.
But I will say, your dad, he was like, I liked his answer. He's like, I think it could be a good idea, but you just need to think about wait until this date or whatever is what he said.
Did you?
I didn't.
No.
I went against his word, but that he wasn't like 100% against it. He was just really wise in saying, wait until this date and see.
My parents have loved him from the start. So they're pretty supportive of even his crazy ideas because he ends up being right sometimes.
It happens.
Yeah, that's almost one of those things too. It's like hoping you'll change your mind. Wait till this date.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Well, I know when he got the RV, he started living in it. And we were dating, and I remember like we went on the first like really big RV trip that we did, and we had 3 other people that were with us in a Class C RV for 7 weeks, going out west into Washington. So 7 people in this. And wait, 7 people? 1, 2, 3, 5. Math. Sorry, 5 people in this RV.
You were thinking of the cats.
Oh yeah, we
had
had
2 cats.
we had
2 cats and 5 people.
and 5 people,
in
7
a class
weeks.
C, so it's 30 feet or under.
Yeah,
probably.
it was 30 feet.
Yeah.
And the whole time, like we'd been dating for like 8 months at this point, and the whole time I was just thinking, I do not want to live this life. I don't want to live in an RV, so I'm going to have to break up with him.
We were at a college and she started crying because she like realized.
I was like, what would I do with all my stuff? Like, I was not about it. And so I was like, sure, I was going to have to break up with him when we got home. And I'll never.
She's planning it out before you get
Oh,
back.
it gets so much better. No, don't tell him that part.
Okay, all right.
Because that'll ruin the ending of my version of the story. So he drops me off at home after the whole trip. I get back to my apartment in Florida. He says goodbye and he walks out. And I missed him. And I was like, oh man, well, I guess that's it. I'm going to have to marry him. And he proposed 2 days later. The whole time we were on that trip, he was trying to find an engagement
So
ring
he's
for
planning
me.
a proposal.
And I'm
she's
planning a breakup.
Yep.
But it was good.
There's a country song or something
I know.
in that.
It tested our love. And so then when I was sure, like I was so sure, and I was like, yeah, I would live in an RV to be with him. And so never, ever questioned it since then. It was a good questioning period, but it's really funny.
Well, I'd say a bus is a good middle ground because it's so big. You can bring all your
Absolutely.
stuff.
It was a huge upgrade.
Well, people say all the time too, like, okay, well, you moved into a longer bus because our RV was 29 feet and this is a 40-foot bus, but they're like, yeah, but you probably lost a lot of space with no slide outs. I'm like, our RV didn't have slide outs either. So
No, we were already
so you
so
were in a
accustomed.
Class C with no slide out.
It was like, it was very baseline. It was the only RV that he got approved for. Like, we literally were playing at a bar gig, met this guy who walked in who was on vacation in Florida from Delaware, and Shane told him he wanted to live in an RV, but he had no credit history and needed a co-signer. And this guy's like, I'll do it.
Some random person?
A random
random guy.
person. The next day, they went to an RV show, and he co-signed with Shane to get the RV that we lived in.
Dave
And-
Ramsey would not approve.
no, Dave
but
Ramsey would be like, OMG.
That is so wild.
Terrible
So you
idea.
Asked a random person to co-sign for you, and they did.
Well, no, I didn't ask them. Did you say that?
No, he didn't. Shane didn't ask. He just told him, this is what I want to do. And this guy, Brian, he was like, I'll do it. And
So
Shane
you
was
just
like, what?
you just mentioned it in passing.
Well,
and he's
because
like, I'll do it.
he asked, what do you want to do? Like, you know, what are your dreams? What are your goals? What's next? I'm just like, well, this is what we really want to do. And he's like, well, what's stopping you? And I'm Canadian, don't have a cosigner or whatever. And he's like, I'll do it.
Isn't that crazy?
Do you still talk to this guy? Or
Yeah,
All the
we
time.
do.
Yeah.
We just saw him this summer because he lives near this city that we visited in New Mexico, and he came up and met up with us, him and
That
his
is
wife,
so
and it was.
cool.
I know. Oh, he's a great guy. We have a blast with him.
Our whole entire first EP is written about him. And
4
his story.
songs that are about him. Yeah. We were like, what can we do to say thanks? Because we don't have any money. So we wrote him 4 songs.
Yeah.
That's so wild.
Our nanny's messaging us because she left her water bottle in our car.
And she's going home now. So sorry, I'm
She's
not
coming
trying
all
to
the-
be rude.
She's coming all the way here.
She's
to
going
get
to come here and pick up her water bottle.
it. That's fun. All right.
So when you get to places, do you get a nanny there, or do you have one that travels with you, or?
They travel. It's different depending on the situation. So Silver Dollar City hires us for like the Harvest Festival and the Christmas thing.
So this isn't the first time you've done it there.
This is the second year only,
Okay.
but I think it's going to be like every year. I can't imagine not doing it. I think I would be so sad and feel like I was missing out. But this girl is awesome because she and her mom, they met us last year when we were playing there. And then she gave us a ride to the airport back in June when we needed to go to Alaska. And like I got in the car with her and we talked for like 5 seconds and I was like, I like you. Would you ever like be a nanny? She's like, I am a nanny. And I was like, oh, do you like Silver Dollar City? And she was like, yeah. So she came and she's been our nanny and she's gotten to go home on weekends and stuff like that because she just lives in Kansas City. But most of the time we have a nanny that lives with us and travels with us
Okay.
primarily.
Well, you guys are lucky with running into the right people.
I don't believe in luck, but I do feel like
Blessed. Maybe it's
very
blessed.
I seriously sometimes I'm like, how did this happen? I mean, you know, people ask, how do you find your nannies? And I'm like, we
Just run into
don't. It just gets sometimes like we met this girl last year because I posted on Facebook and I was like, we're looking for a nanny. If anyone has suggestions, send me a message. And it was like a friend of a friend from my homeschool group growing up. I met this girl for 5 minutes on FaceTime and I was like, all right. And she came and she was our nanny for 6 weeks. We're great friends now. She's like part of our lives. She's been on the road with us now. She's going to come back again this summer. And it was just like, She could have been a crazy person. Like, we didn't know her.
Well, we still don't really know. I mean, she could still turn out to be crazy.
We have some friends that say she might be a Russian spy, but she's not.
Yeah.
Is that kind of tough having like somebody that's not really part of the family just stuck in your motorhome with you? Because I mean, it's a small space. You're sharing a Is it a 1-bathroom bus?
It's a one. Yes.
1-bathroom bus.
1-bathroom bus.
You doing laundry at laundromats?
Yeah.
So everybody's dirty laundry's in there.
Absolutely. But the shower is separate from the bathroom, which is helpful so
nice.
that when Shane is in the bathroom forever and ever and ever and ever, we can still take showers.
He's taking care of his Instagram posts.
Yes. Okay, so I all right, now that you brought it up. So if I'm like,
On the toilet.
on the toilet, doing number 2, that's when I every single morning I like to post a reel, and it's just like my morning routine. It's just what happens. So
As
I post,
if it didn't take you forever before you started posting.
So you're in
these.
there editing a reel?
I mean, yes. So I'll post the reel because we do YouTube videos every single Sunday, and then I literally take clips every single morning of that video and I post it as a reel. And then my teeth brushing regimen is so long because every single time I go to the dentist, they take a tooth out.
They take a teeth
They
out.
take a teeth out. So I've been in Branson too long.
Yeah.
No.
They take a teeth out. And so I'm like a good 5 to 10 minute teeth brusher. I floss, make sure I get everything, and then
Such a luxury. I go into the bathroom for 5 seconds and both children immediately are pounding on the door. One of them's like, I have to go to the bathroom. The other one's like, Mommy.
It's because you're gone. You're not keeping up with them.
I
As
know.
soon as you
Isn't that
disappear.
crazy?
mommy.
Yes, that's how she says it over and over.
Daddy,
It's
daddy,
so
daddy,
funny.
mommy.
Do you got a fenced off area where or you keep them out, or you?
No. I want to do that. I want to get one of those fences that you can collapse so that we could put them outside kind of in our own yard.
Yeah.
Not like a cage, we would be out there too.
Well, you can get that.
yeah,
You can get that that construction plastic fence.
Yeah.
It rolls up into a roll.
Exactly.
And just roll it around 4 stakes out in a staked off area.
I want to do something like that in the
That's
future.
pretty smart.
Yeah.
We may paint it white or something, so it's not this
You could probably get it
construction
in white instead of orange or yellow.
Oh my gosh. I never thought about that.
And then literally it's just 4 stakes. You just hammer 4 stakes in and run that around it.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, it should be pretty easy.
I've been wanting to do something like this for a while because our daughter is a runner, as we said. And we were out in the desert this past winter, and there's just cactus everywhere. And she was learning how to walk. So she just basically didn't go outside for 3 months because I was like, I don't even want to deal with that. It was stressful.
Yeah. Catch the full episode at rumble.com.